Well, we're back to fixing the leaks in the airboat episode, I don't know what, but we're putting a new filler neck in because truth of the matter is it's a real pain in the ass to have to climb into the boat to put fuel in it every time. So the first thing we're going to do is pull off the old filler cap and plug that, and then onward from there. So before you get the whole thing done and you realize you can't reach it from outside of the boat, you do some measuring, make yourself a little bit of a mock-up, and you find out that's easily reachable. Take the cap off, put some fuel in. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but I think that'll work. Well, what I'm going to try to work out here is how much flexibility this hose has and a good location for the fuel fill nozzle to be at. Something about like that should do it. I'm really sorry to do this, but in order to get this filler neck where we need it to be, it's going to involve some torturing of hose. And after several days on the rack, we will release our hose from its torture chamber. Well, that was easier said than done. And this is why we put it through such torture. Because now, as you can see, it's much closer to the shape that we're going to need it when we actually have to hook up this fuel hose. Make life a lot easier. All right, come off of there. Well, the engineering department must have great faith in the fabrication department with these excellent, highly detailed drawings, but we can work with it. All I got to do is sketch it out on a piece of aluminum, cut out some square tubing, weld it in place, and we won't have to climb inside the boat anymore to put gas in it, or petrol, or whatever you want to put in it. No, I think I'm going to go full width. I think it'll look perfect with it the width that it is. And now we see if we can hack it off square. Too much vibration. Looks good. And we will true it up a bit using the very best in high quality machinery. And with the use of various drilling devices, we are getting there. And now we need something to hold it in position. It's just a straight piece of steel with a couple notches cut in it. But in a little bit, it's going to be a bent piece of steel with a couple welds on it. A little bend, a little weld, a little cleanup, and that will hold that right there. And then we have this piece coming across the top, something like that. And why is that being built so strong? Because right up there is the passenger seat, and somebody is eventually going to step on this. Couple of large magnets to maybe hold it in place. Get it lined up, tack it in. I like it. Tubing wall is very thin, but as long as the screws aren't over torqued, they will hold. Seems to be adequate. Be a lot more convenient for putting fuel in it, and it should look pretty good. I mean, once we peel the tape off, we'll find out if it looks good or not. So the next thing I want to do is put a fuel filter on it, and since it's a boat, I figured you know, do boat stuff, water separator. Originally I looked at putting it right about here, but there is a seat up there and somebody's going to find that and use it as a step. So we'll just back it up a little ways. I think I'll put it right here on this brace, about even with the top of the tank or so, so it doesn't gravity feed when you take the filter off to service it. I think that'll work. And I'm going to wing it on this one. I'm not even going to have any blueprints this time. Just going to take a little piece of angle, drill a couple holes in it, and make a notch in it so it goes around the upright and weld it on. Well, I might trim it off a bit on the ends too. We'll see. Well, let's see how this balancing act goes. I don't have to hit it very hard. I just have to leave a little tiny mark. Seems to have worked. Well, we skipped a few steps where the holes magically appeared and got threaded. Well, it's not quite level, so I'm going to have to take a little bit off one of these edges to let it come around a little further. Well, there she is. Parallel and level. Well, straight with the boat in both directions, I think. We're going to tack her in place and call it good. All right. Yes, it didn't fall off. Well, that finishes that up. We've got a new fuel filter and a new filler location. This is going to be a lot more convenient than climbing inside the boat to fill it up. Fuel filter is going to be a lot better than this little tiny thing, although that never gave him any problems. Nothing left to do now but throw some plumbing on it, and that'll be in another video, and then we'll put some fuel in it and see how bad everything leaks. So until then, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a great day. If there's anyone out there with a link to a supplier that provides good Bluetooth fuel lines, I sure would like to know about it because it would save me a lot of time. All right, like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and as always, thanks for watching.